The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
What's the script there? How are you all doing? It's me, myself, Chris, and enjoying myself. And I'm here joined again by the bold Craig. How are we, Craig?
Hello there. I'm all right, mate. That's the two you said it then. I think we might be referencing Star Wars quite a lot in the next hour and a half, or whatever.
Oh, the quotability. The quotability.
Oh.
Before we move any further, thanks again to Quaint for their tunes, know what I mean? Out there strumming away guitars, becoming musicians. If you've not listened to them, go listen to them. If you like Oasis and the Cortinas and the Vaxies and stuff like that, it's your jam, baby. It's your jam. No, your jam roll, but it's your jam.
Aye. And it's none of that as the smart price jam. It's the good Hartley's stuff, you know.
Aye, unseeded jam. Again, shout out to our podcast fraternity friends, Seismic. No sure what is the other day this week.
I listened to Police Academy.
Police Academy.
Boys gave us a very good shout out. James went off all Palpatine right at the start. He says that we attacked his character. I was half expecting him to get into Palpatine and say, "The attack on my character has left me scarred."
Shout out to Diabolical and the Breakfast Club. My usual three there. See, that's what I was going to say, because I don't know what it'll end, because see, when I go into Twitter now, I need to actually hunt their posts. I actually need to go onto their profiles to get their posts.
Aye, well, I don't think we've done it for the two-part Dartman. So,
I mean, I'm just talking about all three of them, but because it's like fucking. So usually you get it in your feed what people are doing. For some reason, I'm just getting one load of pish. It's the same fucking things air and air again. Obviously, in between the adverts. Know what I mean?
Aye,
but
annoying. I know Diabolical done I can't remember the film. It was Ben's pick this week, and he picks fucking mental films. It was number 6 on Space Corp 9 for 1952 or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'll get to it my first patrol on Thursday.
And aye. Oh, and again, if he's didn't know, or if he's forgot, we're now in association with Native Origins. Craig will tell you more about it there.
Yes, Native Origins are an up-and-coming sports and leisure wear firm who have yet to go public. They're still crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase J's. But hopefully they will be live very, very shortly, and you can pick yourself up some premium quality thickness in the fucking hoodie department, or a smashing t-shirt that doesn't fade or fucking shrink in its first wash. All great quality. Looking forward to getting some merch off Tim, off the manufacturer. So, keep an eye open.
None of your fruit of the loom pish.
No, where's your legacy?
To the beat of the drums. Anyway, mate. Drums! Since we are a movie podcast, and we do like to watch movies, what was your ocular delights since for the last step there?
Skyrocket in flight. Boo! Ocular delights. Yeah! Ocular delights. Oh, sorry about that. You can get back and listen to our Anchorman episode, which is fucking funny. All right. Have a wee search for that, people, on all good platforms. I nearly said in all good bookstores there. Somebody else done that this week. Okay, so I'm still into the Rookie, but I've not watched it in a few days. Grotesquerie. It's good. It's good. Very, very good. Get on that. I watched Gangs of London Series 1, which was pleasant. And film-wise, I finished Pandorum. I liked it. I liked the second half better than the first
That's
half.
real space dementia. None of
Oh.
that fucking Armageddon pish.
Off their fucking nuts, the bastards. That, a wee baby monster. Getting it the big eyes and all that before it slits your throat. Like a gremlin. A wee mogwai. Oh, look at him. Look at him. You bastard. Fucking tin his ass, that. I did watch, probably as I know you did as well, 28 Weeks Later, which was fabulous, by the way. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves again, smashing. My two boys wanted to go to the cinema, but I couldn't get them to watch Transformers 1, so we watched Inside Out 2 again. Super Mario Brothers, fabulous. And then I had a wee Star Wars binge on the back of watching Revenge of the Sith. I ended up watching The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. So that means I need to watch The Rise of Skywalker in the next couple of days just to say that's that trilogy out the road for another many a year. But that was me, mate. Quite a lot. What about yourself? What did you take in?
Oh, not The Last Jedi, anyway. That's the
No.
fucking torture method for World War III, by the way.
Yes.
Watch this. Oh, it makes sense and it's good.
Floating Leia. Ha.
Kid. Kush. I know you're out there. And by the way, I hope you don't have a nice day. That's aimed right at you, Boswell. You're a fucking bastard there, boy. A bastard. Like yourself, mate. I was 28 weeks later. Watched that. I don't know why. I just stuck on Amazon Prime and went with it. So I watched 10,000 BC.
Brilliant.
I watched Sphere, which is fucking still a mindfuck. I watched Hellboy Golden Army.
Nice.
Then I watched a wee, what's that word?
We.
Can't remember what it is, but it was a life less ordinary. It was a guilty pleasure, that's what it is. It was a wee guilty pleasure. I watched that. And I went to see that new one with James McAvoy. Say No Evil.
Mm-hmm.
So smashing me film that.
Is it good? Excellent.
It's good. The both
I'll watch
McAvoy. I know he's a Celtic fan, but he's a good actor, that boy.
I called him out as a wanker last week, didn't I?
Aye. But aye, good acting, mate. And then I finished up by watching Life, the one with the alien in space.
Oh, aye.
Kills Ryan Reynolds and all that, and Jake Gyllenhaal and the likes. They're all terrified, you see.
that's right.
But that was a catch up there. All the films that we watched.
Aye, there we go. I'll just quickly give an absolute wonderful shout out to our Facebook community. The group has grown since last we spoke, right up to 327 souls. So it went a wee bit mental. YouTube has grown as well. 311 subscribers. And Chris, you're still racking up the numbers with well over 1,800 people on the X platform as well, which is heavy magic. And listen, we thank every single one of you because something's working, and it has been the last few weeks, especially this week. The numbers we get through for Audible downloads and Audible listens over a host of platforms is very, very, very encouraging, very heartening, especially because the YouTube algorithm seems to have left us somewhat in the dark, up to the point where if it keeps going like this to the end of Series 5, YouTube-wise, I think we might chuck putting the videos up, mate. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. But audibly, thank you so much. It's the best way. I don't watch podcasts. I don't. I listen to them. Me and Chris work in an environment such that we're allowed and afforded to have our earphones in at times of the day. We can listen to pods while we're doing our work and all that kind of stuff. It's great, man. And also, if you're going that long journey, get his own in the car. If you're doing the housework, get his own in the house. If you're wrapping Christmas presents later in the year, fucking get a wee drink in you and listen to Gold's Member, which is our #1 download.
Isn't that weird?
oh, shave me from my shelf. Put it in your good box, please.
We're Seismic Cinema. I'm Colin. I've probably not seen it. Paul's watched it in the wrong order.
And I'm James, and I've probably written an essay on it. And that's Seismic Cinema. We believe in the power of escapism.
Oh, thank God for that. That'll do.
Oh,
but talking of Gold Member, I don't know if it was out in 2005, but the film we're doing today was out in the 2000s or 5s. But what also happened? What also happened in 2005, Nick?
Oh, well, hold on. I play my jingle. Press play here. Let's go back to the year. Back to the year. Back to the year of film. Here we go. Woo! Hi, everybody, and welcome to Let's Go Back to the Year, the part of the podcast where we shut, Craig. Right, 2005. Oh, I was alive in 2005. Let's have a deep dive of 2005. Fucking 19 years ago, mate. 19 years ago.
Oh,
Get right to it.
so many young pubes.
Oh, so many brown ones. Events of that year, well, tragically, Hurricane Katrina killed 1,836 people in southern USA. I can't believe that was that long ago. That doesn't seem so long ago, man. That was horrible. And the Bush administration was fucking found right out because of it, but that's another story. The funeral of Pope John Paul II was held in the Vatican of Cities. Listen to this. Me at the Zoo is the first ever video to be uploaded to YouTube. Me at the Zoo, it was called. And it wasn't done. It wasn't done by us because it would only had about 5 likes. You know what I mean? The iPod Nano and iPod Shuffle were launched.
Huh?
I think I can still remember the advert. I think it was U2, wasn't it?
Aye.
U2 done the advert.
There
Just
was
the
silhouettes of people and all that.
Black silhouette. Aye, that's it. Black silhouette, wasn't it?
Aye.
Jesus. And lastly, I've just wrote down the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 years. There's a lot more that happened in 2005, but I feel that we've got a couple of films of that year to go, so I've kept it kind of candid.
Aye.
So if you were going to the movie theatre back in this year, I've wrote down some bangers, mate. You'll love some of these. Number 1, Constantine. Well, Revolver.
Oh, it's a smash one, that.
Remake of The Fog was released.
I was not so happy.
No, it was quite happy, but The Ringer. Johnny Knoxville.
Fuck, that's not getting made again. I was going to say, I'm sure the remakes, that's never getting remade.
That's not even getting fucking played, by the way. I think you need to get that.
What the fuck did we get ice cream?
If you want to watch that, you'll need to get it on a black market DVD or something. Green Street was also released. Started a good franchise. Everyone after it wasn't so happy, but the original was good. Just mental seeing Frodo like about a hooligan. I still think that's fucking hilarious. The History of Violence. A History of Violence. Great film.
Smashing film.
Adam Sandler, of course, was at the peak of his powers around this time, and one of his films was the Longest Yard, which was a remake of the Burt Reynolds one back in the day, which was great. And a wee biopic film was Joaquin Phoenix doing Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash story.
No, smashing film, that.
Brilliant film, mate. I just think there was another, again, 2 hours that could have been done off the back of that. But hey ho, it's a great film and a great performance. But say you just walked into HMV and you're like, hey, I'm an HMV. I've got some pennies in my pocket and I want to buy myself some tunes, baby. Hit me.
CDs.
Well, one of the absolute bangers of that year was Gold Digger, Kanye West featuring Jamie Foxx. I don't care if you, I don't really like that kind of music, but that is a belter of a tune. That it's always good when
See in the
DJ.
club where you're shaking your chamois.
Aye,
Out there peacocking, they say.
See when I'm DJing, if there's depending on what kind of event it is, if it's a 30th or a 21st or something, there's some young white house at the event. I put that on and they all think they all try to twerk on it in their short skirts. It's funny to watch. Really funny to watch. Oh, I don't even know the words. I just Anyway, moving swiftly on. The Gorillaz, they had a lot of tunes out, but Feel Good Incorporated was one of the better ones. Speed of Sound by Coldplay off the X and Y album, which is one of the best albums ever. And I don't give a fuck what MD says. Black Eyed Peas had hundreds of tunes out, mate, but I will pick my lovely lady lumps. And an absolute pop banger was Push the Button by Sugar Babes.
Oh, there you go there.
Another one to get the people up and dancing on it.
Oh, I'm coming in.
That's funny much. The walk to the dance floor dance. Hey. Brilliant. Now, as happy a year as this was, music, film, events wise, some people left the mortal coil quite suddenly. One of those was
morgue.
They went to the fucking morgue, and that's the Chicago way. Anne Bancroft, she died. One that was quite hard hitting for probably you at the time and me at the time being wrestling fans, Eddie Guerrero. Again, I thought that wasn't nearly 20 years ago. Johnny Carson, the famous talk show host, he died. Rosa Parks, great historical figure, she fucked off. And James Doohan, the man who played Scotty in the original Star Trek, who, believe it or no, wasn't he Scottish? he get fucking beamed right up the cunt. Luther Vandross, mate. He died. That was a shame. A good chanter, that boy.
That is a shame.
And lastly, a great loss to the world of comedy and acting, and a good friend to us here at What's the Script, Richard Pryor, eventually succumbed to his crippling disease, which was it MS?
I'm not sure. Might have been
Parkinson's. Sorry, Parkinson's.
Parkinson's.
I'm sure it was. Aye, that's a shame because he was very ill for a very long time. And that was the events, as written down by me, of 2005. Over to you, Christopher.
So there you go. 2005. If you were there, what a time to be alive.
Unless you were one of the ones that died, right enough, you know what I mean?
Unless you were in Hurricane Katrina and all that other fucking carry on. All you wait to see the Fog remake, you might have shot yourself after that.
I tell you what, see Hurricane Katrina, I bet you fucking the woman let the guys on the doors that were floating. No like the Titanic, man. Bet they moan up. Plenty of room up here. God love them.
Fucking hell, man.
That's another reference to a wee segue to one of the most recent episodes of the Titanic.
Aye. But there's no all that happened in 2005, as you might have realised, people. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith came out. The third installment of the prequels, which I will say is the best out of the prequels. But hands down the best. So
it was, listen, I think George Lucas, circa 1995, came out and said, I'm doing the prequels. It's a happening this time. He'd been saying it for like 20 odd years before it, but this time it's happening. Budget's there, happening. And the minute he fucking said that, this was the movie I wanted to see. I couldn't give a fuck about Phantom Menace or the clone, Attack of the Clones and all that. I just wanted to see how Anakin eventually became Darth Vader. So it was a long time coming, and I thought, mate,
Yes.
what a movie. What a movie.
Aye, definitely. But before we even go into the film, we'll do a rundown of the details.
Oh, go.
Depends where you're from. So budget wise, I had $113 million. And according to the interwebs, it made back $850 million, which is it's no chump change, is it?
It's no. Up until I done this research for this, I could have probably put my car on it that this had made the $1 billion club. Because up until doing these podcasts, I don't know about you, mate. I wasn't interested in what films made money wise or blah blah blah. I didn't know about lists and all that shit. So I was surprised it wasn't $1 billion, but that'll do. That'll do.
He was that surprised. He went shooter. He was surprised.
Oh, hey, I tell you what, do you know what I was more surprised at? Like the budget. I thought that was paltry. I thought that was a good budget. I thought they get every cent out of 113 million, mate.
Oh aye. It was obviously directed by George Lucas, and apparently it is the only Star Wars film that was written solely by George Lucas. I don't know how true that is, but hey, it's something to go deep diving about. As for the cast, the main players, as far as I was concerned, Hayden Christiansen, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Samuel L. Jackson, Ian McDairmaid, Jimmy Smitz, Frank Oz, Anthony Daniels, Christopher Lee, and Temuera Morrison. Mr. Morrison is fucking everywhere in this, by the way, so he deserves a shout out.
He's like the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Palumpa, that cunt. He's everywhere.
But here's a quick rundown of the synopsis there, Craig.
I will do, mate. In a nutshell, Anakin joins forces with Obi-Wan and sets Palpatine free from the evil clutches of Count Doku. However, he eventually falls prey to Palpatine, who is in fact a Sith Lord. Anakin gives into temptation and is seduced by Palpatine and the dark side, culminating in the Order 66 being given. The creation of the most menacing villain in the galaxy was then born. That all right that day?
Oh, aye, that's heated up the juices there.
Let me tell you as well, IMDb, this sits at 7.6 and 79% on the Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't bad, but again, I was quite surprised.
Well, I'm a bit surprised you more because The Last Jedi is up at like fucking 89 or 92 or something.
Fake news. Fake news.
Bullshittery.
Yes.
Fake. If you want to see such a difference between critics and audience, go into The Last Jedi and look at it. It's like the fucking, I'm sure the audience scores down at 40 or something. And the critics are going to up in the 80s. So it's like, perhaps someone is receiving money.
Someone's talking poopy. I mean,
yes.
Just one thing in The Last Jedi. I said I watched it last night. One of a million things in The Last Jedi. See Snoke's guards, the red guys, with all the different weapons and all that. One's got a bendy sword that turns into a solid sword, which is all jaggy and electrical. And if you touch the jaggy electrical bits, you're in fucking trouble. However, he wraps it around his fucking arm at a point. And you're like, how's your, what the, why is your arm no in like Madison sausage getting fucking spliced up? Yeah, no.
But anyway, back to the adventurous.
Yes. Let's get in a good mood.
So for me, it's definitely the best out of the prequels. So much so, I reckon you could have just made this film and Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones didn't really need to happen. I know that's absurd because there is a lot of details and stuff about how you find Anakin and how fucking Palpatine starts bombing his way up through things and how they get the clone army. But relatively speaking, this shows you how the Jedi disappeared, shows you where the bad guys came from, shows you how they came to power, stuff like that, know what I mean? It was just a film that done it orally. See, if it was 3 hours, you could have got the Clone Army and all that into.
Aye. No, I understand what you're saying. Understand that. I get it. I've got a lot of time for the other two, and I know why they're there, and I know why they're made, and you do as well. But I get what you're saying. This film was the stitching up after the surgery, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? This was the end.
Yeah.
This is the culmination of every single story that went before it in the past two movies, and obviously answered a lot of stuff for the three that were to come. The three that we'd already seen, that were made in the 70s and 80s. Aye, it's brilliant. It's just banging. Like everything, it's no perfect. Right? I've got a couple of things to pull out as we go along, but for me, it's a film I'd waited a decade, well, more than a decade for. Decade after it was announced, I left the theatre. This is us talking like Americans again. I left the pictures. I left the pictures feeling totally satisfied. Totally satisfied to the tune that I went to see it another 6 times. And it cost me my job as well, because I was working night shift at the time. And I was fucking off for the site to go to the pictures in my rigger boots and see it in the tune. And I get caught and I get sacked, which was no fucking big deal because it wasn't my main job at the time. It was a job, but I didn't care. It's great. It was great, mate.
There you go. If there's an endorsement of who's going to top that? But the ball George Lucas actually started writing this before they'd even finished Attack of the Clones. So he definitely had an idea of what he wanted this to be, sort of thing. But although I've said it's the best out of the 3, when I first seen this, I fucking hated it.
I am interested to hear this.
I just fucking hated everything, man. Like,
tell the people.
Right. You've got your Jedi Order, right? Smart guys. Feel everything. Know what I mean? Like, oh, dodgy. Fucking, oh, you watch what you're doing there. I can feel your feelings. Nobody can feel the bold Anakin's cutting about with Padme, you know what I mean? She's now preggers, know what I mean? Nobody feels this. I mean, like I said to you the other night there, Yoda felt Anakin on Tatooine when he was raging, he was cutting up the sand people and all that. He then goes and feels all the Jedi getting killed, right? But feels fuck all, like obviously Anakin getting manipulated and all that. He can't feel the things creep into Anakin. No. Birthday card, pish.
I totally understand that. There is a few things in here I'm going to pick it as well. That's a lot to do with it, by the way. The purist will simply tell you that Palpatine was so powerful, he was able to cloud certain things and he only let people feel and see what he wanted them and blah. Okay, very good. You like that and you go forward with that. What I've come to realise in the last 19 years is I've seen the Jedi in a more damning light. And for as much as Palpatine goes on about unlimited power and the rise of the Sith and blah, 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 the Jedi are just as magnanimous. I think, this is only a personal view, they're meant to be selfless, they're meant to only care about others, know themselves, or don't have any possessions, blah, blah, blah. But the grip on what they've got and how the world is, they're fucking fear to lose it. I don't care what MD says. See, even when Yoda and Windu are talking about, we'll have to overthrow a Chancellor. Oh, that'll mean we'll be in charge. That's nice, we will, aye. So they're going to go and take over the Senate and all that. So Palpatine's got some fucking good points, by the way. Do you know what I mean? The dogmatic view of the Jedi. The two are actually just much of a muchness. For a different point of view. Aye, exactly. Mate.
It's plus I know it's things happened because they had to happen that way for the story to make sense, right? But see, everything that happened in this film is also avoidable.
Mhm.
Everything is avoidable. Like, right, Anakin, son, you're rumbled. We know you're pumping that lassie. You're out. You're out. Go and live a happy life. You're out. Right? Then, yeah. We'll find out the Chancellor. He's a Sith Lord. All right, we'll go get him. Find out he's the bad guy, and Anakin eventually does what he does. And it's like, why are you talking to Anakin? Just stab him in the head. That's it, done. And then deal with Anakin later on.
Aye.
Why do you need to get a big fucking swing? Like, come on.
Aye.
And then
Look,
when he's talking to him at the opera, I know, oh, some people will find the dark side unnatural and all that. And you go, hold on a minute. How the fuck do you know about that? That's the sort of thing you would go back and you tell Obi, here, you not believe what that mad bastard said the other night when I was sitting with him.
see, that's probably the more unbelievable thing than the Yoda stuff, because Anakin is meant to be more powerful than Master Yoda. But again, the purist will tell you that he's blinded by what he feels for Padme to basically Palpatine telling him he knows about the dark side, and he's a fuck. Hello, Anakin. I'm a Sith Lord. You want what? Is it possible to learn? But, nah. He should know, but again, he's just blinded by conflict and love, and obviously Palpatine's the one that's putting the dreams in his head about Padme,
Aye.
which aren't true, but they become true because he plays it out to be true.
Aye.
So there is.
He's projecting it, innit? Aye.
There's some damning things if you deep dive, but I get they're no criticism. It all makes for a fucking tremendous movie, and I'm not
like I
criticising
says,
it.
that was my initial takeaway, right? And then I watched it there and kind of accepted the things that I had an issue with, right? Because I suppose it's space wizards in it, so technically something could fucking be at play here, know what I mean? That no everything makes sense and they're fighting an intergalactic fucking war, so maybe some things would slip through the cracks, know what I mean? But that being said, that is still the best at the three. Smashing. Fucking just talking about the opening alone, which I'd probably say is the second best opening to a Star Wars film. I just like Return of the Jedi. To the way it just opens up with Kangmi's Palace, Jabba's Palace, and all that, and there and just fucking, I think it just felt more Star Warsy. Know what I mean? But the way this one opens is tremendous.
I totally concur with it being tremendous. It's up there. My favourite opening obviously has to be the original because it's iconic. It's brilliant, and it was even better in Rogue One at the end. I thought, by the way, you've ended this film fucking smashing, by the way, because it's like the opening of A New Hope. But the opening to this, mate, I just remember, I think there's sometimes in your life you can watch a film and you can remember having to shut your fucking mouth because it's lying opened, and this is one of them. Just so much going on, and the music. Remember I said about the drums? Before the music kicks in, there's just this haunting drums, and it instantly reminded me Lord of the Rings, the orcs getting fucking ready for battle. Boom, boom. And I'm like, whoa. And then you just hear, na, 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 na. Yeah, fucking beauty.
Well, see, in fact, the opening to this was going to be very different. Not that there wasn't going to be a battle, but there was going to be battles across 7 planets. Know what I mean? But they decided to go down this route because of what happens with Anakin and who do you call him?
Palpatine
character.
Oh, Dooku.
No. Aye, Dooku. Because there was more about his journey to the dark side rather than the war sort of thing. So, or you could have been getting more space battles because I will say this is probably the best space battle.
Oh, that's right there. You're just kicked into the movie and it's peril. It's fucking peril, and it's carnage. It's just it's a battle. It's a melee, and then they two are flying through it, and then the buzz droids and all that, disabling the ship, and you think Obi's going to buy it, and then there's also some nuggets in there. I mean, the clone droids are basically fucking cannon fodder to get Obi and Anakin to save the Chancellor. But Anakin has a bit of empathy and goes, I'm going to help them. And Obi-Wan just becomes total gangster. No, they're doing their job so we can do yours. Fuck them. Oh, Obi. Oh, no.
Again, is that thing? Is that thing we were talking about? The Jedi are just the same as the fucking Sith. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe no.
Qui-Gon did say, we're keepers of the peace, we're not soldiers. And that was what we're supposed to believe. But
True. But that's the first time you kind of get to see General Grievous, didn't you? And for me, you didn't see enough Grievous. I wanted to. Well, you got to remember at the fucking age I was anyway. You wanted to see a big robot with fucking 4 arms swinging lightsabers. Know what I mean?
See, you mentioned about Dooku and New Grievous as well. There's a lot of comic stuff about they two, about their arcs and all that stuff. Which is, if you can go and get it because it is good. A lot of political stuff in it, which isn't so decent, but a good few battles, and the canon's a bit off kilter as well because this professes that this is the first time Dooku's met Obi and Anakin, which isn't true. Gone by the comics, met before and all that. But I like Grievous. He's when this came out and I went to see it and all that. The DVD came out about Christmas, and I got that, and I got an Xbox, and I never had it fucking and Battlefronts too, and I never had any of them after them. So much so that I watched all 6 hours of the special features on this movie as well. And the Dooku concept art was one of the biggest fucking bugbearers of making this film because George Lucas just couldn't pick out of these hundreds of people that try to project his vision onto paper and all that. And when he eventually did get this one, he's menacing and he's brilliant. The only thing is, I'd have made him with, I'd have gave him a lung transplant, you know what I mean?
Well, funny you should say that. During the making of this, George Lucas actually got like a bad chest infection. So see that coffee here? That's actually George Lucas. They recorded it and pre-mixed it. So every time you hear him going, that's the old George coughing his lungs up. But I'd have thought like Grievous would have been like voiced by somebody famous, I know. And turns out it was just a fucking a sound engineer.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
Aye.
It's like
Done a rare job, by the way.
Aye. No, his name was Matt Wood. Since you want to know that there.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection. Brilliant.
It just seems so fake because I felt you kind of get robbed with that. Because obviously he obviously had some organic fucking matter, know what I mean, as well as a droid. And you were like that. Plus, like you say, the Star Wars comics and all that, there was apparently Grievous and Mace Windu had a fight. And Mace Windu stopped fighting them or something because apparently Grievous learns their fight methods. Right. And I was like, see, I would have kind of liked to heard that, seen that in the film, know what I mean? And you're going, oh, it's not just another fucking droid sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But, hey ho. You get what you get.
You do get what you get. He's a brilliant character because he's a leader of the droid army, yes, but he's got humanoid central cortex, and he's got his brain, his eyes, his spine, his heart and lungs, and the rest is just robots. So he's a thinking man's bastard. So he knows how to take orders.
That's it.
And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
But, aye. Well, all the droid army and all that sort of, obviously I've seen the end of the war. See, just the whole manipulation of Anakin is something else, by the way. It's just because I did always wonder, like, how do you get this guy that was supposed to be the savior and all that, and how did they end up turning when he had like Kenobi and Yoda and all that order, and the fact that this guy just totally mindfucked them. It's
Well,
fucking
That's it. I suppose if you're trying to defeat anybody or bend somebody to your will, the first thing. What's the film? It's Spider-Man, the first Tobey Maguire, and Green Goblin says, "Go for the heart, go for his heart." When he's talking to himself, how do you get somebody? And that's what Palpatine does. He gets Anakin's weakness, which is he cares and he loves. It happened to his mother, happened through Attack of the Clones actually, and now it's all about Padme, and that's it. Brilliant.
aye. Because it's like the obviously now apparently we're told that Palpatine was projecting the images into his dreams and all that sort of thing. So he's getting fucked about with in both levels.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But I think it was just see the way everything worked out. I think it was just brilliant. Just pure fucking like because at first I'm going like that, assuming like the first time I watched this, and all right, I watched it and went, well, Anakin stuck him in. So I wonder what happens here, know what I mean? And then see just that scene, he's just sitting brooding. And you're like that, oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Do you mean when Windu says to him, for your own safety, go back and wait on us when they go to the
Aye.
he's just sitting and he's just greeting and all that.
Aye.
That's fucking brilliant. I could have been. There's a lot of films, right? You're pleased for actors and blah blah blah. I couldn't have been more pleased for Hayden Christensen in this movie because he get absolutely pelted for the Attack of the Clones. He's a crap actor and blah blah blah. So much so that he was seriously considering not doing this, which is fucking mental to believe, even though he'd signed up for it, but he was getting that much hate. And all he did was play a character he was asked to play. But in this, maturity and the projection of his feelings, and like you said, mate, you could just show that he was torn in that one scene. Amazing.
Aye. And then, well, I mean, because I was totally fucking shocked and all. It's obviously the first time seeing it. Mace Windu's bettered Palpatine, and he's just got to fucking chop him up, know what I mean? As opposed to stab in the face. But I was like, how's this going to happen here? Not that then see when Anakin does lop his horn off, you go, oh, you cheeky bastard. Know what I mean? And it's right there. He's all in, know what I mean? All in. And you're like, oh, you dirty bastard.
What have I done? No. What have you done, mate? What have you done? Oh, it's Ian McDairmaid, mate. You knew he was always going to have a much huger role in this one out of the three. The first two, he's kind of more in the shadows still and sleek it bastard about it. But in this, his story and transformation and arc is fucking smashing. You could be a pure dick and say that some scenes it oversells it a wee bit, but that's the character. Because he's appealing to Anakin's sympathy, calling him son and all that, you know what I mean? I need your help, son. And he obviously knows what Anakin's been asked to do. They've asked you to spy on me, haven't they? I don't know what to say. It's okay. Because you're wise and you're strong and they fear you. That's why. And then he knows he's not going to get picked for this fucking mission as well. And he goes, I would be very concerned if they didn't pick you for this mission, Anakin.
Aye, mate, the fucking see that character. Brilliant, man. Like, yeah. Because it was always a thing as well, seeing like the original Star Wars. You're going, oh, Darth Vader's how the fuck's Darth Vader know the boss? How's it this guy in the mad manky role?
Who's his gaffer? Who's his gaffer?
No,
Who does he send his worksheet into?
And then you see it, you're going, oh, this guy's manipulative and he's fucking powerful and all seeing and everything, know what I mean? You're going,
Lord
oh, you
Vader.
back. I just need that. I think he's the most quotable.
Pardon you.
I think he's the most quotable character in all of Star Wars. See the amount of times me and my mates quote the Emperor is unbelievable.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It must be winning the meme wars, I know, surely.
Oh, he's got to be. He's got to be.
How many times a week do you send good to something? Done it again the other night to me, didn't you? Good.
Aye. Oh, mate. It's just, aye. And even, and I'll say another highlight of this. Ewan McGregor as Kenobi. He becomes Kenobi in this.
Oh,
Know what I mean?
a million percent. I hate saying anything over 100%, but that's a million fucking percent, mate. That's him. He is Alec Guinness.
Aye. He's came like the full circle into the wise old fucking mentor, know what I mean? And mate, if there's a character in this I fucking feel major sorry for, it is Kenobi.
Mm.
Know what I mean? And I'm also like, again what we're talking about, like how the Jedi aren't supposed to have attachments and aren't supposed to feel and all this stuff. See the way he talks about Anakin. Like, is that Dane the bad thing? Know what I mean?
Oh, no,
It's
exactly, mate. How can you get attached to your Padawan? You try to tell me he never looked to Qui-Gon as like a father figure and all. They all see Master Yoda as wee granda, wee wise granda and all that. But no, Anakin was such a special case. Plus, he had the added pressure of making Qui-Gon the promise to train him and bring him up. See again, I know I'm going to have Kilter right, The Last Jedi. See the one good thing, or one of the few good things in The Last Jedi. Luke explains to Rey about the Jedi Order, because Rey's obviously trying to get Luke to come on back and get the Jedi back. Ha! And Luke says like, look, the Jedi's legacy is one of failure. He says, that's all they've ever known. They let the Empire rise. They didn't see Vader coming. Then now it's the New Order, blah, blah. So it is. So what blinds the Jedi? Can it just be the Sith blinding the Jedi? It must be their own arrogance or their own things like that. You know what I mean? Attachments.
Aye.
Telling you. But you're right, mate. I do feel sorry for Obi.
Because that is one of the things that annoyed me the most, I know. It was just the Jedi failed on every fucking level. Failed on every level. We've got the chosen one. We're going to win this. We lost it. You know what I mean? We don't want someone to get ultimate power. He gets ultimate power.
See if Detective Columbo was in the Jedi Order, he'd have fucking fun all this out. He'd have looked within, he'd have looked, oh, this shit's happening. How's it happening? Start looking in-house, I think. You know what I mean? He'd have been the guy chatting Palpatine's door every 2 seconds. Just one more question, Chancellor. Just one more.
But another wee shout out, mate, which I fucking loved, was the Battle of Kashyyyk. Because you're getting to see all the Wookiees. Because another thing that always done my nut in was, why is Chewbacca the only Wookiee? Where's all the other Wookiees? Know what I mean?
Aye, that was excellent. If anything, there wasn't enough of it. Do you know what I mean? Listen,
Aye.
Maybe that was meant to be part of what you said. The opening was going to be one of the 7 battles that were gone.
Aye.
But they rewrote it in such a way that the Wookiees weren't even on board yet. Yoda had to go and ask for their help because for some reason the Wookiees were attacked upon. But aye, great battle. The big water monster machines and all that, and see when the Wookiee just Tarzan's onto one and sticks a thermal detonator on it.
Aye. Because again, mate, it also explained to me, I know. See, like I said, that this film sewed up a lot of fucking questions. No, I mean, this answered more questions than fucking most other films. Like, why do you only see one Wookiee in Chewbacca? And it turns out that we're getting fucking wiped out. Know what I mean? Aye. Obviously, once Order 66 comes.
Mm-hmm. But they shut all the pets at homes within the galaxy and they couldn't get their kibble and all that. It's fucking shocking. Right, can I tell you a bit of trivia that I never knew? And it blew my mind that it was even a fucking idea. I think it'd have been over the top if it came to fruition. And it was about Han Solo. I think I told you this drunk the other night. A 10-year-old Han Solo was going to appear during the Battle of Kashyyyk as an orphan being raised by Chewbacca. He would have helped locate General Grievous by finding part of a transmitter droid that was sending signals from Utopia. It's no Utopia, but that's the way it looks. Allowing Obi-Wan to find and confront the villain. Solo's young adult years were converted to Solo, a Star Wars movie. That would have been so fucking out of place. It'd have been outrageous, I think, man. So I'm glad it wasn't done.
Aye. It would have been maybe funny to see him kind of cutting a boot when Yoda and that were all sitting, know what I mean? But aye, to give him his own wee kind of subplot within the plot sort of thing would have been shit.
Aye. Can you imagine if they're helping him out and Yoda saying to him, good boy, you are. And he just went, I know. No, I like the way he meets Chewbacca in the Solo film. Lots better. I think I like that film.
Plus, it would have made what happened in the fucking Force Awakens a lot more fucking heartbreaking.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
Aye, definitely.
But
so that was a bit of trivia that kind of threw me. I was like, away you go. But then the original cut of this movie ran nearly 4 hours, mate. The opening battle, Palpatine rescue alone, ran over an hour originally. The extra footage of Palpatine's rescued scene is shown in the video game for this movie. So if you ever had the video game, and like me, you like just sitting watching the in-between levels bits with the story and all that, you'd have seen all that, which was smashing.
I remember that game. That was winning the final duel was a bastard. That boy Anakin could fight like fuck.
I've tried to get it since, and I can't get it.
Aye. But again, it'll be shit. See if you go look at I remember watching it and it felt like you were watching the film. Know what I mean? Everything seems so fucking real. See if you watch it now, it'll be two fucking square blocks throwing wee fucking tiny skinny blocks at one another like that.
No, it's no bad. It was no bad, man, because it was like Xbox by this time, and it was. I had it on anyway, and it was all right. Because Battlefronts 2 was just epic, and as we're just saying, one of my favourite bits to go to in Battlefronts 2 was Kashyyyk.
But thought about wee cameos and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You actually see the Millennium Falcon docking into Coruscant if you pay attention. Know what I mean? Plus, Mr. Lucas himself and his 2 daughters and his son all appear in this film at some point. So
that's right.
Get your eyeballs out there and see if you can see them. But I dare say they'll be fucking the whole of aliens, know what I mean? And plus, big Peter Mayhew came back as Chewie too. So, and apparently, the original actor that played Boba Fett got a new job and was a pilot of a spaceship in this.
Pilot. That's right.
So,
I mean, his name is Silver Fox. He was an older gentleman. Can't remember his name, but
big Jeremy Bullock.
Well done, mate. It was riddled, but they are riddled with the cameos. To be honest with you, I can't even mind if is it this one or is it Phantom Menace where ET's in the Senate?
I think it's that one. Aye.
Which is obviously Steven Spielberg's my pal.
Well, he actually had a part to play in this, I know. I actually think he helped filming of the duel at the end. There you go.
There you go. Aye, fucking right, man. What else can we say trivia-wise? The images of the volcanic eruption on Mustafar is real footage of Mount Etna in Italy, which was erupting at the time of production. Yeah.
Nature getting on the act there.
Aye.
But, one of my favourite parts, and all right, is Order 66. Because, again, it answered a question that had annoyed me for years after watching the Star Wars, right? Where did all the Jedi go? How did these great people, this great order, these guys with these powers, how did they all disappear? And then you see it in Order 66. Know what I mean?
Aye.
I mean, you'll need to watch the Clone Wars series to understand where Order 66 came from, because while that answered the question, what happened to the Jedi, the Order 66 thing used to annoy me. Like, nobody seen their orders and went, the fuck's that one?
I know.
Know
I
what
know.
I mean?
See, for
But,
the Clone Wars animated series, I know, if you want to tie it in with the movies and the story and the lore and the canon and all that, I would suggest you watch the first 5 episodes of Series 1 and the last 5 episodes of the last series of that, because the middle stuff's just no use at all. But it's explained very well in the animated series, man. And spoiler alert, they're just the clone droids are fucking programmed with it in their psyche. They can't follow that fucking order. You know what I mean? That's basically it. Do you know Chancellor Palpatine, right? See his strategy for maintaining power. It's known to political scientists, and it's called perpetual war. He comes to power through conflict with the Trade Federation, gains greater privileges through the Clone Wars, and solidifies his position through the war on the Jedi. So he's a political, tactical fucking genius. And he's got a wee bit of dark side powers and all that, and always helps.
He's a smart cookie. And he pulls the ball out of all our eyes there. I mean, I've already said not just the manipulation of Anakin, but see just the manipulation of the whole fucking galaxy. Know what I mean? He's got a room of people in there voting for a dictatorship.
Of course. And not only that, one of the best lines in the fucking film, one of my best lines is Padme. After Windu's been fucking chopped up, his face is all disformed. There's been an overthrow of the Jedi Temple. He goes into the Senate and has them fucking clapping to Padme saying, "So this is how liberty dies," to thunderous applause.
No.
And as she's saying that, Palpatine's just get the horns up and he's getting the power, man. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, talking about favourite lines, because this could be a lengthy segment. Hit me with some of your best, mate.
Hit me with
Voices
your
if
best
you can.
shot. Fire away. There's the ones everybody knows, right? And I'll try and get away from him for now, because we're going to do them. But there's another one. There's other ones as well. It's littered. Obi-Wan Kenobi just saying, "Always on the move." They're in peril. They're fucking trying to get the Chancellor, and Anakin just goes up to the lift shafts, and it's just a wee comedic reference as if, see that boy? Never sits that fucking Anthony's pants, that boy. It's brilliant. Just always on the move. And then another wee one-liner for Palpatine. It's treason then.
Wait. See later. See my mate Boswell. I swear he's got to see the treason one on a daily basis. Like fucking anything. Like, do you want to go for a pint? No. It's treason then.
Down with that sort of thing. I don't agree with that. It's treason then. Brilliant. I like him for that. I'll do one more line, mate. A more obscure one. Very famous. But this line comes from Sars Bondim. Do you know who that is?
The actor or just the character?
That's his Padawan Sars Bondim. He says, "Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?" You're going to get chopped up, me, man, is what you're going to do. You're going to lie down there and stop breathing for me, if that's okay. I don't like your English accent. There you are.
That's it. That's it.
And that's the first time I've ever knew his name.
I know. I thought you were going to say that. I thought it was a big guy. See how it tells Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's battle droids here. Thousands of them.
Oh.
Know what I mean?
Mad Max guy.
That's what I was like, is that his fucking name? But, well, mate, favourite lines for me, mate, they're just fucking, as all the famous ones, mate.
Use a voice.
Palpatine, when he answers Anakin, is it possible to learn his power? What? He just goes, not from a Jedi.
Oh, and we both fucking use that quite a lot, man.
Always Kenobi. I have the high ground. Don't try it. And I shout that at the dunk nearly every fucking day. Fucking dog goes to grab its toy like, don't try it. Obviously, I saw him killing younglings, know what I mean? But it's just the fucking.
Obi-Wan's moustache grows quite a lot in this movie. It goes right
Aye.
out his fat lip, man. That's one of the scenes. Oh.
Again, for some reason, me and my mates, when we're talking about something and something's bad and something has to be done about it, every time we usually go, execute order 66.
Well, I phoned the troops. Yes, execute order 66. Brilliant, mate. Yeah.
Plus, one I used after a belter of a night on it, right? To the point where I woke up the next morning. Well, I say next morning, it would have been afternoon, about 3 o'clock or something. In the group chat, cunts like, oh, I wonder, he'll be off today, blah, 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 blah. And I just answered, the attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed.
But I can assure you, my resolve has never been stronger. Fucking love it.
Uh-oh.
Another couple for myself, mate. Let's just keep this going for about 5 hours. Palpatine again. Palpatine again. What do you like, mate? He's all magnanimous and shouting, henceforth you shall be known as Darth Vader. He's all growling and shouting, and he just says, Vader.
Oh.
Excellent. And another one, pulled out the fucking shuck in my arse here, is Obi-Wan again. Chancellor Palpatine, Sith Lords are our speciality. They weren't on Geonosis, mate. Dooku kicked your ass.
Oh, mate, there's just so many of it, man. Like, fucking, again, I don't know why we say it, but you go like, the Jedi are taking over. Why are you saying it like that? Oh,
Aye.
fucking.
Never on it. Fucking Organa turns up at the Jedi Temple. It's time for you to leave, sir. And so it is. Then that wee boy, the wee Padawan comes out with the heaviest lightsaber you've ever seen in your life, man.
Aye.
Oh. No! But it's littered, mate. It's fucking littered. Yoda saying to Palpatine, if so powerful you are, why leave? You know what I mean?
Aye. Mate, I said one to my brother last night. He went to the shop for us, right? And he came up and he didn't have what I wanted, right? The shop didn't have it, right? So he's like to me, they just say it was Maltesers, right? They didn't have any Maltesers. And I went, well, what did you get me instead? And he went, nothing. And I went, only a Sith deals in absolutes. He's like, what? Oh.
Master Yoda, you survived.
And obviously, mate, my fucking favourite one. It must be the favourite. It goes without saying. We've already spoke about it, but just Palpatine going.
Do it.
Oh, a creepy uncle.
Kill him. Kill him now. Just magnanimous. He's laughed at the battle and then kill him now. See Dooku's face. What? Hold on a minute.
Oh, mate, it's just it's going to be the most quotable Star Wars. Now, I mean, because you can see the the original films, like that, I say it's usually Han Solo, not me, or it's Darth Vader. But this is just a Kenobi Palpatine fucking rap battle, mate. Swear, man.
So you just say the original there, and it's put fledgling Mark Hamill actor into my head. You know my father? I said leave it. But I was just going to task you to pick up some parakeet burgers.
Oh dear. Oh, bye. So many quotes, man.
So many. We're probably no finished before the end of this podcast. We'll hint me another couple of dookies, man. But it was again, I know we've touched on some things, but he's one of your favourite scenes.
Well, my favourite, without shadow of a doubt, is the final lightsaber duel. It is fucking phenomenal. Just this culmination. I would just not just the three films, but I'd say it was the fucking even A New Hope and all that shit all come into it because you're like, it's all there. Know what I mean? This is the battle of good and evil and all that, and then I'm sure this is no, it's no. I was going to say this if you get Duel of Fates, but that was the Darth Maul fight, wasn't it? But everything, mate, just everything. It's all been building up to this point, and it's just fucking the payoff is tremendous. Know what I mean? Well, it's not like the lightsaber fights you get in other films and all that, where it's fucking backflips and choreographed out. It's not, but it's superb, man.
Aye.
Can't say enough about it. It's not just the lightsaber stuff itself, it's using the force wielding and stuff, and just the environment becomes weapons and fucking that. It's amazing, man.
Aye, it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And it goes on. It goes on
Aye.
and on for a good bit, and it cuts off to other things that are happening at the same time. And the backdrop of Mustafa is amazing with the lava and stuff. And the very fact that during their fight, they knock off the force fields, all the equipment, so everything's getting pelted with lava and melting and the big siren, man.
Aye,
Brilliant, man.
mate, it's like I say, mate, it's a big culmination of fucking events that's all came to this moment, and it's superb, man. Because you always did wonder, like, Darth Vader was Darth Vader always the way he was? Know what I mean? How to do no legs and no arms. This fight ahead with Obi-Wan and all that you didn't know about, and now you got to see it. Know what I mean? You were like, oh fuck, smashing.
Aye, exactly. It's I don't see lost for words. Try to talk about it. It's amazing. Like you say, some of the lightsaber play, it's as fast can be. They're used to the force that they blow each other apart, and the close knit stuff as much as the far away stuff. And again, I watched the special bonus features on the DVD, and see the costume design in this as well. The two of them wore something like 40, 50 costumes each, because as the fight went on, they were getting more hot with bits of lava and burns and bombers, as we call them in Glasgow. And they were getting dirtier, and their hair was getting matted, and it must have took, I can't remember, but it must have took a long time to film, man. Culminating
forever
in that final standoff. Do you know what I mean? And there's great dialogue there again, like what is it? Fucking Obi-Wan. You were the chosen one. It was said you would destroy the Sith, not join them, bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. And it's then and all that fucking Anakin, he's just consumed with his own self, you know what I mean? And he's warned, I've got the high ground, don't try it. You underestimate my powers. He's so drunk with power, he thinks it doesn't matter if you've got the high ground, you keep at the top of the flats for all I fucking care, and I'd still do again. And,
aye.
It's
oh, but
so
aye. It's everything, mate, because it puts everything in a wee bow, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi are no more fucking how you go this hatred between Kenobi and Darth Vader, know what I mean? And I mean, I mean, if you go back and look at A New Hope, the way Kenobi was mentioning what happened to Anakin, know what I mean? It's a bit. I think you've fucking left a few things out there, pal. But I will let you away with it.
Aye. As he says in Return of the Jedi when he speaks to Obi-Wan's Force Ghost, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. You're a bastard. You're a bastard for doing that to me. I told me the absolute truth. But you're a bastard. One of my favourite scenes, I'll get back to Order 66 again. The music and all that, and the settings, and the way the Jedi are basically assassinated is fucking... I just can't get the vision, the clone troopers' feet planting themselves in the ground before they take fire on Coneheed guy, can't remember his name. And then the lassie Jedi on the flower planet, she's not only shot, she's as fucking the Godfather, man. She's sunnied.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
A million laser blasts. And then obviously there's the one in the speeder and the other one on the speed bikes and all that. And it's just haunting music because it's something you've never seen in Star Wars before. It's just brutal assassination, death. And I remember just being, to coin a phrase, I'm shocked.
You were gutted. Know what I mean?
Aye.
Because you knew it had to come. The Jedi Order had to fall somehow to get like A New Hope. Know what I mean? And that's what I thought was brilliant about it. See, just this fucking intelligent thing, just that these clones were programmed to do this one day when the time was right, sort of thing.
Well, there's
Know
a
what I mean?
perfect example. Cody just gives Obi-Wan his lightsaber. Oh, sir, you're going to be needing this. Thank you, Cody. In the space of 10 seconds, he's turned a fucking gun on him and tried to kill him. Because, what is it called? It was like a sleeper cell in it. You get the phone call to say the words, a raven has flown, but not for the first time. Bing!
I guess it's just fortunate that there wasn't 66 clones went into a McDonald's one day and the lassie behind the counter went, Order 66! Order 66!
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Kill.
It will be done, my lord. He could have went a wee bit more full New Zealand. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Bloody fucking. That'll do, mate. I'll do that right now. Oi, Kenobi. You're going to be needing this, you fucking drongo. It's your light sword. Yeah, your lights. That torch thing. Amazing.
But other favourite scenes I've mentioned, but I'll mention the Darth Vader. Just seeing Anakin become Darth Vader in the suit and all that. It's, although I think it's a bit fucking, bit short, bit daft. You're finally seeing the big bad guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What it all was.
Aye.
As opposed to just see him in a thing. Well, to that point, you'd only seen Anakin under the mask at the end of Return of the Jedi, you know what I mean? So it was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Aye, you do. I mean, for as shite as some of the Star Wars series have been on Disney of late, there was some cracking visuals, especially Anakin in the Bantha tank and all that, and when he gets his mask chopped off and he's fighting Obi-Wan and all that, that was fucking loved that. I loved that. But in this, that whole Vader stuff is what you're being built up for. You want to see it. I think, personally, I'd have liked to have seen a wee bit more, a wee bit longer. I'd have liked to have seen him lying there with no limbs before he gets the legs put on, before he gets other bits of the suit put on and all that. You're basically seeing him with the stuff already attached. He's just getting the mask coming down, which was great. Brilliant. And then the second best noise in Star Wars is his mask engaging. The first best noise is the seismic charges in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, the big sonic booms.
Just that. Oh, no.
Aye. It was good, man. It's what I says, mate. It was good to see how the culminate, how Anakin eventually became Vader. Know what I mean?
There was
'Cause,
quite a
like,
big fallout
you know,
about that as well, because Prowse was told he
aye,
wouldn't be needed. He thought he was going to be able to get the suit on for one last time, but no, George Lucas deliberately made the Darth Vader suit top heavy. For instance, adding weight to the helmet to make Hayden Christensen not appear too accustomed to it in the movie. So Hayden Christensen was chosen. I think if you look hard enough, you can tell it's no Prowse. You know what I mean? When he
aye,
stands up and stuff like that. But that was, I think Prowse said a couple of bad things in the press before it and all that. So I don't think you can really complain. To be
aye.
honest with
Aye, because
you, he was
apparently Hayden
one of
Christensen
the
had
fucking
to
one
fucking
of the
beg to get in it, no?
Prowse is one of the fucking few dafties for the original that never took the percentage and took a wage. So he was
Aye.
always better about that. Again, it was his choice. Aye, shite choice, but
Mm.
you had the same choice as everybody else. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it. But aye, because apparently Hayden Christensen apparently had to beg Lucas to be in the suit because I think Lucas was how Vader's supposed to be like fucking 7 foot and all that. Know what I mean? So because I think Hayden Christensen actually had to use like C lifts to make himself appear taller and all that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but see, the only thing that puts me off of that scene I know is when they put in the old Darth Vader voice clip of him saying no. I thought that was shit.
Aye. It didn't have to be a word. It should have just been an ah. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Because it's no.
Aye, it just seemed a bit. Plus, no, I like about that and all. See, once Palpatine tells like Vader, in your anger, you killed her, sort of thing. And he sees him fucking crushing all the equipment around about him and all that. He's just got this wee smile, like, ha ha ha, gotcha.
So fucking sadistic and vindictive, and that's the last piece of the plan. I've convinced him that. Now I've got my lapdog. You know what I mean? It's horrible. But because we forgot to mention before the final battle, the dialogue between Anakin, Obi, and Padme. Do you know what I mean? When Anakin's, he is eventually tripping on power. My new galaxy, my new republic, and all that stuff. And he chokes out Padme, the pregnant fucking mother of his unborn children, and all that. So I can imagine it would be more believable when he became Darth Vader to say, it seems in your anger you killed her. I done fucking what? I'm sure I didn't.
Aye. And it's just
been...
like it's like the transformation's complete in it. I mean, it wasn't just enough that you're on my side and we're taking it and all that. Now you need this pain for the rest of your days that you killed the woman you love, sort of thing.
Well, that's two things. Aye, you make a good point there, mate. One of the things is, which I believe, and I think it's quite plausible and believable, is that Anakin takes Padme's life force to survive up to that point, and inadvertently killing her to save himself, right? Another thing is, if you read a lot of Star Wars canon and comics and blah blah, the Darth Vader suit was designed not to just keep him alive, but to keep him in agony. So keep him fucking obedient. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't live without it, but he couldn't. He struggled to live with it. And you're like, wow, fucking hell! Because it's meant to be, the Darth Vader suit's meant to be antiquated technology. It's not meant to be the most up to date thing that Palpatine could have gave him at that time. It's meant to be an old draconian, fucking torture chamber to keep him angry, keep him hateful, keep him in the dark.
It's more layers to an already brilliant character in it. It's fucking again. It's probably the one of the best written all the Star Wars films. You know what I mean? Just for the whole fucking the dark side, manipulation, how evil it can be, and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? That's how it's fucking like that.
That's what we've not done enough of it.
Aye, that's how that. See that fucking that. Like, I don't know the guy's name. He was in the Acolyte, and he's like that. He doesn't really see the fucking Star Wars movies and all that as good versus evil. And I'm going, Oh, what? So,
Aye. And that's why people wonder why we don't watch these things, or we get annoyed when we do watch them. I've still not watched it. I don't think I'm ever going to. Or maybe have a brain injury later in life and watch it. I don't know, but this is what we've not had enough in Star Wars since. There's no brutality. There's no just evil. Do you know what I mean? It's there. It's lingering in the background, but we don't get to see it as much as we see it in this film. It's why I like Andor, because it was a raw, fucking stripped back spy thriller where people died. You know what I mean?
aye. Aye. Aye, a bit more gritty and dark, you know what I mean? Instead of, I know these were originally created like the family-friendly space film and all that, but
Well,
there is
look at A
a
New Hope,
sight
mate.
to
See,
see.
one of the most haunting things in my fucking childhood memory. It's Owen and Veru's corpses lying cooking in the fucking desert. That's fucking haunted me as a youngling.
Throw another shrimp on the barbie.
There you go, mate. I remember seeing that and going, fuck's sake. I will set them alight and we'll drag them upstairs and leave them out for Luke to see. If they follow them, then they'll follow me back home.
Aye, it's definitely up there, mate. For me, it's my third favourite Star Wars film. I mean,
Ooh.
which Empire and Return of the Jedi are ahead of it for me. But and then
Again,
Rogue
another
One's
favourite.
behind us.
Again, our favourite scene.
Aye, why run, mate?
Anakin arriving on Mustafar and killing the separatists. I thought that was great. As I says to you via the way of text message the other night, the thing about him killing the separatists is we were choking for this cunt to get chopped up since the Phantom Menace. What is it you called them? Chinese fish aliens or something?
They fish bastards.
The fish bastards. Oh, there it is. Henceforth you shall be known as Darth Vader. For all you people that are listening audibly, you will need to go to our YouTube and see Chris with his movie quality Darth Vader helmet on, and here's me with my out of sync fucking stormtrooper mask that's fucking in the prequels.
I'll tell you what, Darth Vader is the best fucking swordsman about, because there's no way I'd be able to see a fucking thing.
He uses the Force, doesn't he? Yes. From a certain point
Yes,
of
you
view.
do.
Oh, mate,
But
you even
aye.
sound a wee bit James Earl Jones in there. He's a line. Superb, mate. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh.
Anakin! Ha ha! Sit back!
Hey, it's me!
You did not make me Obi-Wan.
I was going to put that on when we were talking about the Darth Vader bit there, but I was like,
You get far too excited there, so you did.
Aye.
Very quickly, mate. Obi-Wan Grievous fight. One of the funniest things in this whole film is Obi-Wan trying to sweep the leg. I could feel my shin snapping in two when he done that.
There you go, mate. It's not even. We didn't even mention that in the fucking favourite quote. It's just, hello there.
Aye.
It's just.
And then after he kills him, so uncivilized. You know what I mean? Because he's used a blaster. He's disgusted with himself. Good death, but in it. It's a good, visually good death.
Aye. It's a bit more brutal. Because see, this Star Wars gave a more kind of higher rating. I think it was like PG or something like that, because the way Anakin gets melted and all that. And so it's like injury detail, all that fucking carry on. Know what I mean? But
here's a moral question for you, right? You've been sent to kill, and you're basically sent to kill Anakin, and he's proved your point by his actions in that fucking battle you've just done for 10 minutes. Should Obi-Wan, I know it doesn't lend to the films, right? It doesn't lend to the story, but should Obi-Wan have finished him off?
yes,
It's a
terrible way to die.
huge. I said this cynicism to watch your brother burn to death.
Aye. Aye, I would have maybe a force pushed him into the lava or something then.
Oh, Jesus, what? Shite bag. I stood it
What?
up and fuck.
Give me your hand, I'll drag you to safety. Ah!
Jesus. Oh, Christ. I shouldn't have asked you that question. You just gave me a fucking worse answer. Ah, I'd have pushed him in for a hot bath there. No bother. No, I'd have barbecued, I'd have skewered him with his lightsaber.
Aye.
Just to. But sadistic, again, it doesn't lend to the story, obviously, because they wouldn't have been alive, but it's. There's a couple of shocking bits in this that you don't expect. Or you wanted, and then when it happened, you were still, oh, fuck. Order
Aye.
66.
Oh, I
Anakin.
didn't want to see that.
Aye. And then again, the Grievous thing, Obi-Wan just opens his chest plate ever so slightly before he gets the opportunity to shoot him. And this is
Aye.
all after Grievous has came at him with helicopter fucking lightsabers and 4 arms, you know what I mean?
That's it, mate. Definitely. But, aye. If anything else you want to mention about it? Because I think I've covered most of the stuff. Aye.
Without getting too much into depth, I think Palpatine and Yoda's fight is good, really good. Because Palpatine's went full fucking can I stop laughing Joker-esque. Just all the time. It's brilliant. And then they're firing the Senate booths at each other, and it's great. But Yoda does heavy shite himself very quickly. Into exile, I must go. What? Is that right? Aye. Hey, bother, mate. And then obviously the Obi and Yoda and the Jedi Council finding the recordings and making the message safe. And then the birth of the twins, mate. Ooh,
I know that creepy bastard robot. You know what I mean?
My hun's a baby scoop. Hope you watch that.
It's what it says, mate. It ties up everything in a nice wee bow. You know what I mean? You see how all the characters that we all thought were brilliant, how they all came to be, and it's like fucking like. Obviously, you find out Leia, Luke, going to different locations, why they're split up and stuff. It kind of explains why C-3PO can't remember a thing, know what I mean? But
kinda. That fucking does explain it, but it doesn't explain why R2 doesn't. You know what I mean? I've proved that point. Doesn't matter. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? R2 and Obi don't seem to remember owning a droid. What? That's only 20 odd years ago, mate. And it was fucking at your hip. It was in your spaceship and all that. Fuck's sake. Anyway, aye, mate. Brilliant. I'm giving it a fucking 10 out of 10 for me.
Aye, I'll get a 9, mate. A 9. Purely because I think Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars. And it has to have a mark to go above it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's the best of the original 3 for me, aye.
This is another film where the bad guys win. Much like Empire Strikes Back. So, hence the name. Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back.
Aye.
But
and there is fucking room and scope for the bad guy to win. Because evidently and eventually, these 2 victories lead to their demise, you know what I mean, in the future, down the line. They've got to win at some point. I'm going to watch it again today, man. It's fucking smashing.
Aye. I probably end up going on a binge. I held myself back the other night there, but...
Aye. The only bits I don't like in this film are the wee kind of dafty things we've mentioned. And again, the Padme and Anakin dialogue, I get bored with that a wee bit, but it's night and day compared to Attack of the Clones. It's just some of Padme's dialogues is shite. I want to raise her baby back in Naboo. I know the perfect spot down by the lake. Yeah, aye. That's great. down by the lake. Your planet's a fucking lake. The gardens, your planets are the gardens. And you made a good point. You made a good point to me yesterday, mate. I says to you that I was being facetious. Why does Organa no take the two veins? Prick. He's a millionaire. He's got a planet. He's in charge of a planet. No, you take the two of them. And you said maybe the two of them together poses a greater threat with regards to the Force and stuff like that. I thought, I didn't like your answer, but I'm going to take it. I'll take that. No, I will send him away to the sandy fucking desert where it's all bastards and slaves.
Aye, that's it. That's what it is.
I don't think.
Well, that's the story at the beginning of time. Fucking lassies get all the nice things. I mean, even date with fucking boys these days. Like, oh, there I'll get my lassie a nice dress and fucking all that pretty stuff and all that. There's a boy, you fucking simpleton. Away, kick that.
When play with the buses, yeah, fucking rat bastard that you are. But we're in danger of getting on for another hour, mate. So I think we'll curb it there. We've gave it the marks. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've seen this. And we hope that if you've not, that you choose to watch it. And if you've not seen the franchise in its entirety, do yourself a favour. There's people I know I thought would never watch Star Wars and they have, and they've said, do you know what? I get it. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But this film is magical.
Aye.
Magical.
Oh, definitely, man. It's got action, it's got love, it's got tears, it's got heroes, it's got villains, it's got everything. Know what I mean?
And Anakin,
the bad guys win quite a lot.
Anakin might have been burned, but my heart was roasted on a few occasions. I'll tell you that. So, people, what we want from you is some feedback on the movie. Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? What do you think it? Where does it stand in the Star Wars world for you? Is it not your cup of tea? It's plain and simple. Maybe you don't like it. Let us know on all the platforms that we enjoy frequenting, which will be X, Instagram, Facebook, and all the good places. Tune into the TikTok. Fucking subscribe, please. And same with YouTube and Facebook as well. But thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, please consider sending it to someone you might like it or might fucking hate it. Word of mouth is how we grow, and your support means the world to both Christopher and myself.
Indeed. But now,
wait on it.
It is time for movie bingo. Movie bingo. Movie bingo.
Movie bingo. Yeah. Okay. Get your list out, pal.
It is out.
Oh no, your list, mate. Get that back in. Get that thing in. You went 13, lucky 13 the last time, didn't you?
See.
So, I'm just going to pick a random number. 37.
Oh, it's a good one, too. It's a good one. It is. I am I am giddy like the schoolboy. It is Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, I've got that in my list. I need to take that off. Yeah, he's inglorious.
Oh,
there we go.
Hugo Stiglitz.
That's a good film, that.
Uh-huh.
The Jew. The Bear Jew.
The Bear Jew. So there you go. Inglorious Bastards is up next. A wee dip into the world of Tarantino.
Mm.
I mean, the opening scene to that is fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Aye. I've never wanted somebody to get a glass of milk so much in my life, I tell you. Don't give any milk. You want to stay. It's brilliant. It is. I've not seen it in a while either, so I'll look forward to it.
Same, mate. Same.
The coming days. Obviously, we've pre-recorded this for Friday, so if you are watching this on Friday, happy Friday, everybody. Look forward to your weekend. Hope your week was a good one. Hope it was better than ours.
Friday feeling. And again, thanks to Quaint for the tunes. Shout out to our boys at Seismic Cinema, Diabolical, and the Breakfast Club. If you've not listened
Yes.
to them either, get out there and give them a listen.
Definitely. And keep your eye out for Native Origins launching their new range of leisure and sportswear. Wear the legacy. But
Yes.
for another week, my man, it is goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye there from me.
I hate you.
You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.